Former footy grounds. This episode has been a long time coming because it's actually my hometown, Naracoorte. The Naracoorte Showgrounds was the home of many sports, including football, until around 1984. Now it's your typical showgrounds in a country town, which gets used for the show once a year. It's still used for other events like dressage, where they ride horses, but it's hard to believe football and cricket was played here. There was even a trotting track around the outside. From this old aerial photo, you can see the trotting track up the top. I believe that was a football ground as well. In this photo, you can see there was a cricket pitch. In the early 1930s, Naracoorte played in the South Eastern Football Association, which was based around Mount Gambier, but they left and split into two clubs, Naracoorte North and South. They merged to create the current club in 1946, but the reserves stayed separate. Eventually in 1951, they all merged and became the Naracoorte Demons we know today. During their time at the showgrounds, they won 6 premierships. Just next to the showgrounds, you can actually see the old railway line, which is now a walking track. Like a lot of showgrounds, it's up for camping. They also have ram sails in that shed there. In where the caravans are is where they had a second ground. There was a cricket pitch there. And where all the cars are, that's the Bowls Club, which is still there today on the other side of this. There's also the Cartwright Pavilion. I think they used to have indoor sports in there, maybe before they built the basketball stadium. The football club rooms were built in 1959, and I think this is what it is today. The building looks pretty good now, and you can hire it out for events and whatnot. Obviously, I should have made this video ages ago because I go past it all the time, but I wanted to find some good photos of the showgrounds back then. This is the only real decent photo I could find of maybe a football training. You can actually match the house on the left with the solar panels. The Naracoorte United Soccer Club also once played here, and it has the same house in that photo. Probably the most distinctive part of the showground are the Sid Shepherd gates, which were built in 1953. There's even old turnstiles there as well. There's nothing this old at the Demons home ground today at the Naracoorte Sporting Complex, but it's a pretty good ground which has hosted a fair amount of Cowrie Naracoorte Tatiara grand finals. Naracoorte is the biggest town in the league and supplies players to a lot of other clubs as well. It's named Ray Marshall Oval, and this was dedicated in 1987, but the club rooms were opened up in 1983 by Don Dunstan. In recent years, there's been proposals to build a new sporting complex in Naracoorte, but I don't think it's going ahead at the moment. Tennis shares the club rooms with football and netball, and one of the proposals said they were going to remove the club rooms, but obviously not going ahead. Naracoorte have won 4 senior premierships since moving to its current ground. The last in the Cowrie Naracoorte League in 1992, and then 3 in the Cowrie Naracoorte Tatiara. When I was a kid, the only AFL player from Naracoorte was Aaron Fiora, but there's since been some AFL players from Kaibi. The league's headquarters are also in Naracoorte. This was opened up in 1999. I love how they got these umpiring signs from the late 2000s. The location of the showgrounds is slightly better, but they made the right decision moving here. It's much better for football. There's good nets behind the goals as well, so it's probably one of my favourite spots to have a kick at the footy. An electronic scoreboard is used now, but this was opened up in 1987. A lot of us in Naracoorte don't know of any other footy grounds in town apart from this one.